It's all. It doesn't matter who you are. They're all doing the same thing.
You're paying for somebody to submit a lead. They're using the data to you.
And the guy that made that agreement was laughing when he did it. Let's get one over on him again.
Thumbs up.
Welcome to Old Guys That Know Shit.
Welcome to Old Guys That Know Shit.
Welcome to the Old Guys Know Shit podcast in DealerCast Studios, where we bring together decades of automotive knowledge, all together in one place. Here's your host, Old Guys Who Know Shit.
Hey, what's going on, DealerCast Nation? I'm Jason Harris.
And I'm Rob Mudd.
And I'm Larry Bruce.
And this is Old Guys That Know Shit podcast.
Right on.
And these get
love
really
saying
good.
I love saying it.
It flows so well. It just rolls off your tongue.
You want to walk around and say it like, and you're not even doing anything. Old guys that know shit. Wait, what? Hey, Dad, what are you talking about?
Actually, you know what? It's funny you say Dad on that one because so my kid is at school and they're asking, what does your dad do?
Oh, show and tell.
So and my youngest is like, oh, my dad does podcasts.
Oh, what's that?
Well, let's go look up some of his podcasts. And sure enough, what is the first thing that comes up?
Welcome to Old Guys That Know Shit.
Welcome to Old Guys That Know Shit. Right in class.
That's funny.
Yeah, and the teacher's
awesome.
like,
they watch the whole thing?
No, they don't. But
were they subscribers?
Well, it was funny how he started the conversation. He's like, Dad, did you know you said shit in class today? I was like,
oh, I didn't know I was even there.
I wasn't there. What are you talking about? He goes, no, my teacher went and played your podcast, and the first thing you said was shit.
That's so funny.
Anyways, hey guys, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We really, really appreciate it. We have a great topic today. We are getting into data wars.
The data.
I feel like I need some like music, boom, boom, blowing up in the background.
Dun 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 dun.
You know what? I think Data Wars is more of a Spaceballs thing than maybe a Star Wars thing right now. I'm like,
she gives good help.
The Force be with you.
Schwartz be with you. Schwartz.
Honestly, there's many scenes in that movie where I feel right now accurately depicts the data war that we're seeing.
Right. Oh yeah. I agree with that.
there's some real stuff going on, and there's some stuff that's just
weird.
Schwartz. So guys, look, this is the new gold rush, I think. I think for years as an industry, we've been told that we're sitting on a gold mine of data.
Yep.
And no one's really kind of explained what that is. I mean, there's definitely some bloodline battles happening here. You have the manufacturer, you have the dealer, you have, the third-party websites, website providers. And it's the battle for insights. It's just So let's start here. Who currently controls the most valuable data? That
is this a multiple choice?
No, I'm not. I was all right. Oh, just like who do you guys think right now controls the most valuable data
in the car industry?
Yes,
the dealer should, and he does, if he knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He. Well,
I set you guys. I set you up for that one.
Yeah.
Because I knew that's how you're going to.
Yeah. You got to redefine that, right? Because the dealer. The dealer has it and generates it. Yes. He doesn't control it.
That's the scary part.
That is the scary part. And you got
to define then control, right? Activating the audience, activating the data, or owning the data.
I'm just saying flat out. If you go to Equifax and you want data, what do?
Well, that's a different story.
It's not, but it's not a different story.
It kind of is. I mean, if you want it, you've got to do what we did. That's the tough thing, and that's not what dealers do.
You've got to license it,
and
you've got to pay for it.
Yes.
Who licenses and pays the dealer for any of his data?
None. No one.
Not does. A damn person.
That takes me back to our last conversation about the pixels on your website that the anonymized.
They don't license and pay for any of it.
So I 7 years ago, I was working with a Highline store, or Ferrari, a couple other high-end brands in it, and stuff like that. And there was a company that approached the dealer. They sold like timeshares for private jets.
Okay.
All right. And they're like, look, we're trying to get a list.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
And this was 7 years ago, which was, and they're like, can this be done? I'm like, I don't actually know. And they looked at me because I was a marketing consultant with them at the time. They're like, can this be done? Can we sell this? And I'm like, let me go ask around. And we did. We figured it out, what we had to do and what was stuff. But that was sort of the only time I've actually seen a dealer get paid.
Right. For his data.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that's
a niche because he had guys that could afford that.
Afford those
products.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, so, when you contract with a vendor, a CRM vendor, a website vendor, when you contract with these guys, go actually take the time. I'll make
terms
it
of service.
I'll make it easier for you. Take the contract. Open up ChatGPT
and
drag
you signed
the
this?
contract
Just drag it over
to the ChatGPT.
How will this affect my business?
Use this prompt. Okay, you are a San Francisco Bay Area attorney specializing in data licensing and monetization. Review this contract and tell me the concerns of the data that I have and what this vendor or contractor or is going to do with it. And prepare yourself for the answer. I want you to sit down after you did that prompt. Grab because you're going to look at it, it's going to tell you, and you're going to go, oh my God. Because they can basically do anything they want with the data they scrape from your from your site. Yeah. You're paying to have people come to your website. They're using the data.
That's what we just said about Amazon. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. They're all doing the same thing.
You're paying for somebody to come to your lot. They're using the data. You're paying for somebody to submit a lead. They're using the data.
This is why I got blackballed, by telling people that was what was going to happen, and it did.
And it did.
I do. Look,
people like the truth.
So I can't say the name of the company, but I do have a letter from a very large company in our industry, a third-party company, where about 5 or 6 years ago, I did a podcast warning dealers how this particular company was literally just reselling their data back to them. And I mean, and the funny thing is, like, they weren't even hiding it. Like in the sales material, it practically just said that's exactly what they're doing.
This is your data.
And I'm like, this is yours. And maybe you guys don't realize that this is yours, but they're just selling it back to you.
And the guy that made that agreement was laughing when he did it. Let's get one over on him again, right? And that's what they do. I mean, it's
right.
Shame.
So the dealer has the most important data.
Yes.
They do not have control over it. They need to get control over it like yesterday.
Yes. Well, but there's not very many truth tellers in this data business any longer, right? So they need to be told the truth, what's happening. But the truth doesn't really help a lot of vendors today. If they were,
it doesn't help a lot of people in automotive, right? Because there's a lot of data being slung around.
Yep.
Well, that's true. So, I mean, look, I think if, and also for dealers out there watching this right now, if you actually want to be in control of your data, yes, you need to have it in a singular place, but you also have responsibility around that data.
Yep.
Everything from the way that it's stored. If you're going to water your data and let it grow and let it be better, then you need to think about how you're going to keep it updated, how clean it's going to be, how you're going to enrich it. Like this is an asset, but if you just sit there and just not do anything to it, I mean, how many times I've got into a consulting gig with a dealership, and yes, they have 40,000 records in their service, but I'm telling you right now, 78% of his junk.
It's like we were talking about last night at dinner. I mean, data normalization is not something that even the DMS is good at.
No.
Right?
JD Power was really good at it for NADA, though, normalizing data.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're as a dealer, the data that's in your CRM, the data that's in your DMS, the data that comes through your telephone, the data that comes through your through your email system, the data that comes in through your greeting system and your app system, the data that comes from all of these places gets into when you say, well, you have to get it into one place and you have to hygiene it. Well, what does hygiene mean? Well, hygiene means NCOA, CAS certification, mobile append, mobile validation, email append, email validation, any type of data enrichment that might include anything from demographics all the way to quote unquote psychographics. I freaking hate that. They're not, well, don't buy psychographics from anybody. It won't help you. It's silly. But so all of these things that can happen to your data won't do anything but sit there until you turn it into information.
Until you action it.
Since 2000, I've had a framework, and there are certain people probably in this industry that are sick and tired of hearing this, but you get me outside of it. But prove me wrong. I want to be wrong.
You're not wrong. Just get to the point, man. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Right. Exactly. You show me where I'm missing it. Data, information, activation, action.
100%.
Data, information, activation, action. DIAA. It's on my LinkedIn. I haven't jacked with it. I'm sorry for people that it gets like 2,000 visits a month and it's nothing.
But let's define what you're saying. You're saying is explain to everybody what you're saying.
So you get data. Data sits. It's like the Eddie Murphy thing from back. You pick it up everywhere. It's everywhere. Data gets in, but it's static. It just sits. Even if you clean it, even when you hygiene it. Now it takes a smart person or a smart system to take data and turn it into information, insights. What does this mean?
Yes.
Where do I sell?
Structure
when
the data.
do I sell?
That's called structured data.
Right. Well,
I'm talking to the audience here.
It's called basically we just call it information. I mean, structured data and unstructured data are two different things. But
that's what you want to do. You want to structure it.
You want to take it and turn it into information.
Yep.
What do I sell? When do I sell it? Where do I sell it? Who do I sell it to? What do I say? And why do they buy?
And
6 W's.
100%. That's
6 W's that every marketer would need to know if they're doing anything with your store. If they don't ask you about these 6 W's, you don't have a marketer.
Well, wait, stop right there. I guarantee you that every digital company that you work with has never asked that question.
We used to say it all the time at AIM Data. Has
never
anyone ever sat down and done a market evaluation with you to show you where your PMA really is?
No, they don't
Has
care.
anybody ever said, so have they ever done this? No. And none of them do it today. It's silly, except you. Well,
we do it.
I was just saying, there's a handful of us.
You got to know how to do it to do it.
Yes,
right. So, but once you have that data and it's now information, now you got to take it. Now you got to get you got to activate it.
Yep.
And that's what everybody's trying to do now. You got these guys you talked about last night at dinner. They're going to come in. They're going to try to weight things and do these other things and activate people based on a weighted score and all this other nonsense. I talked to Andy about it yesterday about appending data and trying to activate based on that. It won't work. But go ahead, give it a shot. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But so activation of data is for the car dealer is not based on the customer at all. It's based on the car.
Yes.
It's not.
Well, there are customer buying habits, but there are vehicle habits.
But the only time they're going to actually act is when they can trade the car.
Yeah.
When it comes to sales, when it comes to service, well, the only time they're going to act is when they have to service the car. It's based on the car. Everybody's looking at the customer, trying to figure it out on the customer. It's got nothing to do with the damn customer at all.
No, it starts with a need or a want, right?
Right. So it's absolutely silliness that you try to take something that's so easy and make it so freaking hard. And why do you want to do that? Because you want to confuse me and charge me a bunch of money for something that's nothing. So activation, but then once I activate everything, nothing makes money until I act.
Yeah.
Nothing makes a single penny until I
Take
act.
action. Yep.
So data, information, activation, action. If you don't have all 4
at the end, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything's got to be measured, right?
Everything needs to be measured, but everybody has the opportunity today. So we've been in the list business like you, but we're in the list business, which means direct mail. Okay, well, you can take that same list, ingest it into a DSP, and only message to those people. Why the hell would anybody use Google or Facebook and build an audience without knowing their names and then pay for it?
Yeah.
because
When you can start with the names.
It's the easy button, and
Yeah, but it's a stupid button.
Well, I don't disagree. All right,
The easy button. That's a whole segment. Easy button equals stupid button.
I mean, it's timeless, right?
Yeah.
Good things aren't easy.
No.
They become
If they
maybe
were-
easy because you work the kinks out.
and
but-
also I think, and here's the thing, is I think dealers actually do understand this, right? Fundamentally, when it comes to
Oh, yeah, they get it.
marketing, we
Yeah,
understand that there are things that we pay for that are premium, right? Like if you ever read a radio spot, as a dealer, you knew that for a premium spot, you paid a premium price. And I think what we're looking at is we're just assuming that, well, it's Google, so it's got to be premium.
Well, no.
Or it's
a bid. It's a bid.
That's right.
And so I've got a budget, and I can spend $20 a day on this car. I mean, it is so crazy how they have monetized everything.
The targeting, yes.
Yeah, and they get you hooked on it, and you can spend $20 a day, 30. What? It doesn't work that way.
No.
At all.
It never really did. It worked for them.
Yeah.
Right.
And they
It
showed
worked
their
for the
graphs
guys
and
of
their
the
charts.
platform. Yeah, it worked for the guys of the platform. But these DSPs, even when they you build a lookalike audience.
I don't. You don't even need to do that. I mean, I wouldn't even
would
do
never
that.
I would never
do that either.
Right.
Because
I don't
look
know
like
what's behind
of who?
it.
You look like
Based
the
on
demo
what
that you just
algorithm.
built, but you don't know who those people are. I mean, think about the logic here,
Yeah,
right?
this is why we started this,
Yeah,
right?
right.
People over platforms. Let's stop targeting platforms and start targeting people. Stop
Makes
it.
sense?
Well,
Just
it does.
stop
It does. But dealers have never been in a position where I believe their data has been updated or clean enough where they can take effect to it. I mean, look, I can't tell you how many no emails do I see in databases across the country, or just
Right.
it's
Well,
no,
I mean, we did it. AIM Data did it in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
We cleaned that. We got rid of the no emails, and it was much harder then.
Well, I think that's the first step. But I think for any dealer
Yeah.
out there watching, listening, right, if they're going to be efficient in their marketing, all right, and data is definitely going to be the play of it, the first thing they have to do is they
Just have clean data.
clean the damn
Yeah,
thing.
well, you've got to get it into a spot where you can clean it, because it's not going to happen in that DMS. I can
Well,
tell you
yeah,
that.
but the dealer isn't going to do it. I mean, he's going to have a vendor do it.
Somebody's
So-
got to
yes.
go do it. But
Yeah.
once you get it cleansed and organized,
Yep.
and in the spot, call it a CDP,
Whatever you
you want. I mean, and we've got more data. I mean, look,
I mean, we're talking about like cleaning in the sense of, guys, for everybody out there watching, listening, because we use some words I forget sometimes. Not everybody knows exactly from a, we're talking about cleaning, addresses. We're talking about cleaning the phone numbers,
Here's
emails.
This is the standard hygiene package. Look,
Yes.
and it just standard hygiene package. NCOA. CAS certification. CAS certification is the USPS standard for that address. If you CAS certify it, then it can match to anywhere else, because it's going to match. If you CAS certify two lists, they're going to match because USPS has standardized or normalized that data.
Yep.
So NCOA, CAS certification.
National change of address.
Yeah, there's national change of address. You can get it in a million places.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Keep
then
going.
Email, append, and validate.
Yes.
Mobile, append, and validate.
Yep.
That's your standard hygiene package.
And then the one thing I would add to any standard hygiene package is you have to update ownership.
No, absolutely.
Because I've seen that package. What the package I've seen that sold a bunch of times. I'm like, well, that's
That's
great
standard.
when over 47% of those people don't even own the bloody car.
Right. Well,
and that's
you-
a different ball. That's chain of custody, and that's
Yeah.
a different ball game. But you can start with this.
You
Yes.
start here.
Yes.
You have to start here. And the reason I say this is a standard package is because until you do this, you can't do the last one,
That's
which
right.
is the chain of custody. You have to do the standard package first. Chain of custody comes after that, because nothing will match and work
Right.
until after you've done
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And chain of custody is a little bit different, but it
You're
can.
chasing
Some can be
You're
state by
chasing-
state by state.
Right. It's a little bit different, but it can be done, but and we do, but you have to do it.
We do it.
Anybody that's serious about utilizing data for marketing, utilizing the data-driven stuff that we've been talking about for 25 years and never done, that anybody who's serious about doing that will do these things. They have to do these things. If they don't do these things, you don't have a serious you don't have a serious marketing company.
No, and you're not able to go put together the campaigns that ultimately are going to bring success. You're not going to be able to build out the insights that are needed to to develop new ideas and new campaigns.
These are table stakes.
Yeah, this is jacks are better to open. I mean,
exactly. I mean, if you're bringing in 3 marketing companies that you're evaluating, and you got to do it this way, because if you don't do it this way, Mr. Dealer, you're going to get taken. Tell me about how you standardize data to use it in your marketing, and then shut up. Don't be the stump the chump guy. You don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. Make them explain it to you, because if you explain it back to them, here's what you're going to get. Oh, yeah, we do that. Oh yeah, we do that. Yeah, we do that. No, don't do it. I know you want to be the smart guy. The smart guy asks the question and shuts up and lets them answer the question and see if they can. Because I promise you, 80% of them won't and can't. And if you can't answer that question, something as basic as that, what about the really hard stuff?
Well, that's in order to answer that question, you have to have a standardized data set to measure against, right?
Yeah.
And so you got to have one true north, and there's only a few of those true north data providers out there. And so I set out years ago to find, the pinnacle of data.
Sure.
It's the bureaus, man. Those guys have the best, and some have better than others.
Now we're getting a little deeper into the woods. Now we're talking about Yes, there are data providers,
but you have to have one single one in order to
data middleman
append, right?
Yes.
What are you going to? You can't have a different data set that you're going to use to append. You got to have one.
Yep,
a true north one, right?
Yeah.
And so
but I mean, are we getting out? Are we bouncing around too much?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, but
there's a universe of people. There's a universe.
But I think for the dealer, man.
Yes, for the dealer.
The dealer. I think where we're at is like, look, I just
then we need to educate them.
Yeah, I just went through
where they get
your
hammered.
data sources are your standard data sources are your DMS and your CRM.
Yep.
Right.
Well, now your de-anonymized
website, de-anonymized website.
Everyone has
right.
that.
Okay, those are your standard data sources. Then your cleansing, we just went through that. Your hygiene, what your standard hygiene is, all the way down to that chain of custody. Okay, now once you have it, and you have it in your quote unquote CDP, and I am I'm going to tell you right now, you shouldn't be doing your own CDP. Dealers, you stay in your lane, man. You sell cars. Let the people who are good at the data do the data thing.
Well,
don't be in there.
Yeah, a lot of these guys dealers that say they're in the data business because they partnered with the tech company.
Yeah, but a lot of times, a lot of these guys are trying to build it on their own. I know Andy is. He's a super smart cat, and he's probably going to get somewhere there. But you don't realize how much it costs and how much it takes to keep it up until you start doing it. Right.
Absolutely.
And
there are some CRMs and DMSs out there that will accept that ongoing, what we call the golden record of it consistently being.
Yeah, but you have
DMS. You got
DMS and CRM systems are not set up to unify data. They're set up to be transactional.
Yeah. So if you need
happen.
a system,
right,
they're all legacy data sets too. There's
whoever you partner with to
unify
partner
the
with
data.
Somebody,
yes.
But whoever you partner with, and you get your CDP. Here's the next table stakes. All right. Everybody who needs data gets it from this point forward. And I mean all the way down to stuff the pixels that come off, the de-anonymized that comes off my website. And you sign a licensing agreement. You and I, Mr. CRM, you and I, Mr. Marketer, we're going to sign a licensing agreement where you're licensing my data.
You're going to become the DM. You're going to become Reynolds and Reynolds for yourself and sell it back.
Yes. You will sign my licensing agreement. You will get it from my API.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to work. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay. No problem. We don't have to do business. It's just that simple. But this is the standard place you're going to get data from, period. Every dealer needs to do that today. It's not an option anymore. And I'm going to tell you why it's not an option anymore. Number one, we've all seen the first phase of this, cookies going away, tracking going away. Yes. We've seen that first phase. Second phase right now, and they did it. Unfortunately, they did it to you. AI search.
Yep.
It's over, brother.
It's over.
It is strangling Google. They'll never admit it, but it is strangling Google.
100%.
If your marketing and your business model is based on clicks, you are not in a good spot.
No, you're
now.
in the bad spot. You're in the worst spot possible because you've been lied to for the past 10 years, 15 years, and now you don't know what to do, right?
AI search is killing SEO. And so now at this point, the only way you're going to get traffic to your site, not data from your site, but traffic to your site,
real traffic
is the data
that you have.
Well, and I think I like this because, guys, for everybody out there watching, listening, you've heard us talk. We've talked about proper ways of collecting and maintaining, how we safeguard that data in the form of a CDP or a data partner, and then we've talked a little bit about how we monetize that. By having this done, you are going to have way more efficiency in your marketing dollars going out there. You know that every dollar being spent is going towards someone and is not just being blown away with a bad email or a bad address and you guys, I know we just touched on this.
This is a big subject, man. This is a big subject. It's an important subject.
Yes.
And there's some bad actors out there. I mean, there's so many bad actors in the car space that take advantage of people. It's a shame. It happens. And so you got to look for people that know what they're talking about, have been around, and understand what all this stuff means. And at the end of the day, what it means is people over platforms. Mm-hmm. You talk to people. You use a platform, but the platform doesn't tell you who they're talking to.
You're not targeting the platform. You're targeting the person on the platform.
Yes, sir.
And at the end of the day, if you do what I just told you, now you control your data. Now you are in control.
Yes, you're in control of it, and now there's
you can measure it.
Yes, you're going to be able to build the insights that you want to build off of. You're going to be able to build the campaigns with marketing efficiency that you've been looking for. For dealers out there watching and listening, I think you hear from all of us is that you need to find a data partner.
Yes.
All right. You have to. You just
willing.
There's a data partner. There's a tech. Then there's a tech partner. And you want the same guy that does both.
Well, that's true. Well, now the next step, and yes. So now that you have the data,
sign your license agreement. He's got to be willing to sign your license agreement
and understand it's your data, not their data.
Correct.
Yes. And then we can do almost a whole nother podcast about what you do to fulfill.
That data. And again, that needs to be done by the same individual group, right? That does all this stuff. Because what you need your marketer to be is vertically integrated, right? We've talked about this forever.
Yes.
Tier integration, whatever you want to call it. If they're not, then they're fighting with someone else. And everyone points fingers. Attribution, how many fights have you gotten in or looked at attribution problems? Because it shouldn't be about who gets credit. It should be, what did they produce for you? What did they help you sell more units? Are they compensated on a per unit basis?
Right.
There's a lot of things that there are people out there that know how to do this, and they're doing it because they want to help you. Because the more guys they help, the more dealers they'll get as customers. Anyway.
I'm 100% proud to say that in 25 years of doing this, and 5 exits, not a single company that I've ever been involved with made 1 red cent off of another dealer's data. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
It was just, that was a non-starter for me from the very beginning.
I'm with you. I won't consult and work with companies that is their business model. In fact, actually, usually the first things I ask for is send me the contract that you'll send the dealers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's just a standard agreement for me that it's signed by me. I don't need you to sign it. This is me signing it to you, saying this is what I will and won't do with your data, and I just need you to keep that on file because you need to know what I'm going to do. Now, if you have a license agreement, I'm happy to look at it and sign it. I doubt very seriously I'll even read it. It's your data, so whatever you want me to do with it, I'm going to do. I'm not redlining what your rules for your data.
Yep.
It's your data. You have your rules.
Yep.
So it's so crazy to me that that we don't have this as a dealer body. It's just it's so irritating.
And so I think Mud's been around for 45 years, a long time, right? And so what that means is we've transitioned from beginning till now, and we'll see a lot of things come and go. we do business the old-fashioned way, right? Shake your hand, give you a solid answer, and stand behind it. I don't know what these other guys do, because that was built by my parents, right? That's how they taught.
Yeah.
I don't know how these other people have been taught, meaning what do they believe is a good way to do business? I don't know their ethics anymore.
There is none. I mean, it's blow it up. I mean, it's why you see they have an 80-person sales group. It's blow it up, get it to get the revenue as high as you can,
and blow it out.
Blow it out. That's the model that's been proven to work. It worked for Who's Calling. It was probably the first one to do something like that. And it kind of worked for them. They didn't quite get where they needed to go, but it worked for Venn.
Yep.
It worked for you can look back at the major exits. It worked for Elite.
Yep.
Now the Elite is a 15-year, 20 overnight success, right?
Yeah, right. I was just saying can't discredit it too much, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it worked. These things worked, and it caused these PE guys to say, "Wow, we can go in here, pour, as they say, we'll pour gas on it, and then we'll exit and break it off in somebody's rear end." And then they all got in here and did it, and it didn't work out quite like they thought it would. Some of them did okay, but it never worked out like exactly as they thought it would. And if you just get in the business to help the dealer, you'll make money.
You'll make money.
So guys, I know we're getting towards the tail of our conversation, and I'm gonna throw one more wrench out there for you guys, because this is
you got the monkey dynamite right here.
I know. So here comes the monkey dynamite. Maybe that's the segment that we need to have at the end of the
dynamite monkey.
Here comes the dynamite monkey.
Dynamite monkey.
So here's my dynamite
I got some flying dynamite monkeys left. I've got some in the garage.
You should bring them.
Hey, they go for big money on eBay.
They go for big money on eBay.
That's why he still has some left, right?
That along with like Ford red carpet leasing calculators.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. The battle between who owns the customer data, the OEM or the dealer.
Well, this is a timeless fight.
This has been a timeless fight.
Yes.
So I don't think we're necessarily going to have an answer, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Okay, I'll answer this first.
Okay,
Go.
all right, go.
So the OEM believes that they own it because they built the car. The dealer believes that they own it because they sold the car. I believe the guy who knows what to do with it owns the data.
Oh, okay. I like that one.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've seen some manufacturers do it better than the dealer.
Well, I still get a Mercedes Flyer or recall, not a recall. I haven't had that car for over 12 years.
Silly.
Right? I mean, we all have this.
Silly.
I know, I do.
Right.
Yeah. I get an old Nissan that I had 10 years ago. I still get information.
Yeah. So the guy, whoever has the data, whether you're the OEM or you're the dealer, whoever knows how to use it, right?
Yeah.
And I'd prefer to start with the dealer first, right?
Yeah.
And work our way up.
That's a philosophical
totally.
answer, totally. But I mean, and if you wanted to just get
But it'll
hard,
tell you where you're at.
yeah.
The answer will tell you where
hard,
you're at.
If you want to get hard about it, well, the dealer is the one that generated the data to begin with, right?
Yes.
Even though the manufacturer built the car, they didn't know who was going to buy it,
No.
right?
No.
Or who was going to service it.
No.
So when the customer came to the dealership and bought the car, that generated the data. So
And here's the metric
he's the
that makes this
originator.
different. Is dealers care about unit sales, OEMs care about market share.
That's right.
Totally
they
different.
want that. Well, actually, smart dealers should care about the market.
But yeah, but that
Yes.
takes a transaction,
Yes.
right? And that grows market share. Well, the OEM, hey, I don't care which guy you buy it from as long as you buy a Chevy, not a Ford, right?
Yeah.
They're wanting
Yeah.
and they're not the same, right? And so when people dealerships today, everything's driven by co-op. Well, okay, well then that means that you're driven by the OEM, right? If it's a co-op budget that everyone wants to put out there, then you're not really a dealer. You're just the guy that does the transaction for the OEM.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Right?
the deal. Yeah. No question. I mean, at the end of the day, the dealer is the one who originated the data, so
Yep.
he's the owner. Period.
Yes,
It's
but
not even-
to
it's
this
not even a
point, if the
question.
dealer doesn't take
If
action,
if the dealer doesn't use it, okay, granted, they're not getting benefit from it. But the reality is that I own a home gym.
yep.
If I don't use it, I'm not getting benefit from it, but I still own the gym. Right?
Yeah, but that's different because that's
so let me give you guys an example.
The gym guy is a physical object. The data can be transferred. It's like
but it's not
like air.
But I'm the one that paid.
I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
I'm the guy that paid the money to get the customer to come to my store. I did the advertising. I pay for the location. I pay for the sign. I pay for the.
We get all that. But when you title that car, when I title that car,
that data is mine.
Wait. That's not what I asked. When you title that car, that also data goes to the OEM.
Yes.
Well, when you RDR it, not when you title it. When you RDR it, okay?
Okay.
When you register it, yes.
Right. But what about my used car?
Well, that's different. I'm not talking about used car. I'm talking about new cars.
Well, but that's still data I'm generating.
Yeah, that's your own. But the question was, who owns the data, the OEM or
the data is the new car, used car sale.
I get it. I understand it.
I know. I mean, just saying. At the end of the day, the originator of the data is the guy who owns it. He may not be the guy doing the best job with it.
I agree with on that. But then with Rob's statement of whoever does a better job.
I was defining the argument here.
Yeah, no.
That's all I was doing.
So
defining the argument.
Well, and let me give you a real world example of that argument. Right. So I leased a Chevy. Okay. I leased it from a dealership 100 miles away from me. So they drove it and delivered it to me. I signed the paperwork at home. So on and so forth. Right. I have never once heard from this dealership in the 2 years I have owned.
Because they don't own, the OEM owns that car.
Okay,
because they finance it.
From
the
Chevy,
bank owns the car. Whoever.
But I get regular great communication from Chevy when my oil life is coming due, or I got to do the filter or the brakes, or hey, here's some cool new product coming down the pipeline. Oh, by the way, we have this Chevy appreciation event going on in this part of the country.
From the dealer or the OEM?
All of the OEM.
Okay.
I have not got a single piece of any communication. Yes, I haven't got any. But I'm telling you, they're doing a good job of. I mean, I'll tell you, I will hear from the dealer.
When your lease is almost up.
My lease is about due.
3 days after it was due. Hey, man, I already did
3 days after it was due. But I'm just saying, like, this was a perfect example of, yes, the dealer created my data because I did the transaction with him, but it's the manufacturer that's actually doing a good job of keeping me as a customer.
The OEM still owns the car because you're leasing it from their captive.
Well, that's true. It is GM Finance, but isn't that a separate company, though?
No, it's not.
Allies now. Yeah. There is no more GMA.
That's true.
No,
that's right.
But there's Ford Motor Credit. I mean, the manufacturer's the only guy that can eat his inequity that he did during COVID, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have. We talked about this last night. They're going to have to bring back leasing, right? They're going to have to buy back the mistakes, or not the mistakes, but the overzealous pricing.
Well, they didn't do that. The dealers did it.
That's what I mean.
The manufacturers did not intercede.
No, correct. But the only way that they can get out of that problem is by buying their own paper.
Yep. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Because they can arbitrage the payments.
They can get themselves out of it. But at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, you got one guy who owns the data. He is the originator. He is the owner, right? Another guy who has the data. And he gets it because you're already in the car, right? And he's doing a better job with it.
Way better.
Right?
Way better.
But that doesn't make him the owner.
No, right.
Now, but the dealer agreement between the dealer and the manufacturer gives them right to license and perpetuity.
Yes.
Right? So they're going to do what they have with the dealer. But that's not the biggest problem for the dealer. The problem with the dealer is when you take data in Futor and you all of a sudden somebody gets the data and then they start aggregating the data with other guys that aggregate it, and they're selling back data to lists to
so what started this big problem were Cars.com and AutoTrader, right? Because the dealer gave away his inventory.
Well, that's true. Right? That's another podcast.
That's a whole other podcast, right?
I got a letter from a lawyer framed at my house for making those comments, so that'll be fun.
Which comment did I just make?
No, it's from I got a letter from Trader years ago because I went into that argument.
Yeah.
And I got a cease and assist from them saying I shouldn't be saying this stuff. I'm like, okay.
Fuck. Yeah, good luck.
I mean,
It's framed, by the way. I have it framed. It's awesome.
That's bullshit. I mean, it is. That's what got me booted out of NAP.
Hey guys, I know we're at the tail end of our time. We always have so much fun with this. Definitely sounds like we've already identified another topic.
That topic's coming.
Another topic for sure. We'll see if we all get letters from them. For everybody out there watching and listening right now, we appreciate you. One of the biggest compliments you can give us as content creators is to share the show. It means so much to us when you share the show. If you have a manager or a colleague or a friend that needs to see some portion of today's conversation, share the show. It means so much to us. But hey, if you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to see more
or ask questions
of old guys that know shit, hey Larry, where can they go see
DealerCast.com? Just go to DealerCast.com. You can submit questions for us. Hey, give us sideshow topics. We'd love to hear from you. You can of course subscribe there, but the DealerCast.com is all about us and all about what you can get to, how you can
get. It could be all about you.
It could be.
We can.
Hey, we should do a guest sometime.
Yeah, we're getting about to the time.
It's time.
And there's a couple of guys who've mentioned they'd like to be guests. I've gotten a couple of requests.
I think we're gonna start taking callers. That's right. That's what I wanted to. That will be coming soon. Hey, again, for everybody out there watching, listening, we appreciate you. You all have yourselves an amazing day. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Ciao.
Thanks for tuning in to the Old Guys Know Shit podcast with your host, Old Guys Who Know Shit. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.
We've seen it all, been around the block, sold a few cars and hit the clock. From radio ads to digital screens, from paper ledgers to machine-made dreams, we're the old guys that know shit. We watch the business change bit by bit. From ink on paper to AI's call, we've survived it all, standing tall. We're the old guys, yeah, we know shit. From the old ways to the new, we've seen it fit. Once you'd walk in and shake a hand, now it's all apps and online plans. We traded flyers for digital ads, and social media made us all go mad. We're the old guys that know shit. We watch the business change bit by bit. From ink on paper to AI's call, we've survived it all, standing tall. We're the old guys, yeah, we know shit. From the old ways to the new, we've seen it fit. From car lots crowded with paper trails to platforms that never fail, we've learned the ropes, we've set the pace, and now we're surfing the digital space. We're the old guys that know shit. We watch the business change bit by bit. From ink on paper to AI's call, we've survived it all, standing tall. We're the old guys, yeah, we know shit. From the old ways to the new, we've seen it fit. So if you're a dealer, new or old, take a seat, let the stories unfold. We've got the wisdom, we've got the drive. The old guys that know shit still